Basically, if people find your work in one place, follow you on Instagram, Instagram is more likely to say more people should follow this person. So you get to double dip. And if you're doing all the things that you would normally do to grow on Instagram to get followers that way, plus this other way, it all just starts snowballing. It is a glorious Saturday morning. I just wrote down everything I gotta do today. Very short list, make this video, go to the gym, and make photography, I guess. Such a small list. I should be able to accomplish all those things right, and walk my dog. Yo! You ready to go for a walk? Yo, so have y'all seen the new Instagram update? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, now when you open up your Instagram, when you go to where you used to post, it's now Reels. So, and then if you click where your notifications used to be, it takes you to a shop page where you can shop for things based on the way the algorithm thinks you are. And it's funny, a lot of you watching this video right now might have found my channel from videos I made about Instagram over the last few years. And unfortunately now with this update, those videos are completely out of date. And I think going into 2021 as photographers, artists, creatives, honestly, anyone just trying to build something, I think we're gonna have to rethink how we're using the platform going forward into next year. So today's video is not gonna be me telling y'all to delete your Instagram or anything like that. I think it's still one of the most powerful platforms you can use to get your name out there and build your brand. And that's what we're talking about today. What you can do for the rest of this year and into 2021 to optimize this new Instagram world that we're living in. You see, there was a time where if you were an artist, you could launch your entire creative career off Instagram. I mean, go from nobody to somebody in a relatively short amount of time. But sadly, I think those days are done. It's not gonna work like that anymore. You can't just post your best stuff and expect to blow up. Went ahead and picked up the new GoPro 9. My GoPro is on its last leg, so I decided to switch it out. So I wanna take back just a little bit of what I just got done saying. I never wanna say something's impossible, so there probably is still maybe like a 2% chance that you can blow up and build a career on Instagram in 2020, in 2021 going forward. It's just gonna be very rare. I mean, your work is gonna have to be the most prolific. You're gonna have to get attention of a lot of people. They're gonna have to share your work, but it's not impossible if you're amazing. I mean, I'm talking like the best of the best. So I'd be lying if I didn't acknowledge the fact that you need to hit the thumbs up button on today's video. I'm telling y'all, it really helps out the channel, but for real, I gotta acknowledge the fact that Instagram right now is like a giant ocean. Think of an ocean near your house, the Indian, Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, any of those. Think of that ocean and your photo that you're about to post is a drop of water going into that ocean. And that leads me into the first thing I want to talk about, which is you got to play the game on Instagram going forward. I know it started as pictures, but it's not just pictures anymore. And if all you want to do is post photos, you need to be in that 2% of amazing artists who's going to get noticed by everyone. And I don't know about you, I'm not in that group. Maybe you are. But you need to be putting out videos, you need to be putting out stories, you need to be putting out reels, all these new things that Instagram has, they like to promote. So street photography is actually a great example of how you can take advantage of reels and video. Maybe you go out to make photos, create a reels that actually coincides with a photo that you're gonna post. So when you post that photo, you say, hey, go check out my reels for the behind the scenes. And you can maybe film a quick little clip of how you put the photo together. The point I'm trying to make is if you wanna put all your energy into Instagram and growing a following there, you need to be taking advantage of all the features the platform has and not just posting photos. TikTok has blown up quite a few photographers, and I think Instagram Reels is going to do the exact same thing if someone is smart enough to utilize it the right way. Speaking of like reels, behind the scenes, Igtv, this is one of the easiest ways as an artist for you to get behind the scenes video. You can just wear the GoPro on your head or record yourself with the GoPro and boom, instant behind the scenes. I was gonna open this in there and talk about it a little more, but somebody working in there has their dog and it wasn't happy with me being in there. It was honestly kind of my fault, but the dog bit me. But didn't draw blood, so we're all good. So right now I'm driving out to some locations to scout out for an upcoming YouTube video, and that is the second thing we gotta talk about, utilizing other platforms to grow your Instagram. So for me, my Instagram grew organically the old school way before there was an algorithm. So, meeting people, posting my best work. But once the algorithm came into play, my Instagram was flat for the longest time. And then I started this YouTube channel. And as this started to grow, my Instagram grew. So I'm sure most of you know who Jake Paul is, right? Now I saw an interview, I can't remember what interview it was, where Jake Paul said one of his biggest regrets when he was blowing up on Vine was not promoting other social media platforms. So not saying, go follow my Twitter, go follow my Instagram, because having an audience spread out is always a good thing. So I'm not saying that you need to necessarily go and start a YouTube channel. I'm saying if you can think of creative ways to share your work in other places and cross promote your social media platforms, you are gonna push these algorithms in your favor on Instagram. Instagram is all based on engagement. So Instagram shows your photo to someone. If they like it, if they comment on it, it is most likely to show it to someone else. And it's the exact same way if someone new follows you. So if you get a new follower, Instagram is more likely to show someone similar to them your page as a recommended follow. So let's say you get a new lens in the mail or you get a new piece of equipment. Think about maybe making that quick little YouTube video, promoting your Instagram, saying, hey, go follow my Instagram if you want to see more of my work. All these things take time to grow. They're not overnight, but you're now putting yourself in more places, cross-pollinating these platforms. I know it's super weird, but remember, algorithms don't know who you are. All they know is someone new followed you, maybe someone else who's like that person would want to follow you. All it knows is data. So giving these algorithms the most data possible will help you out. So I hope that last one made sense and I wasn't rambling too much. Basically, if people find your work in one place, follow you on Instagram, Instagram is more likely to say, hey, more people should follow this person. So you get to double dip. And if you're doing all the things that you would normally do to grow on Instagram to get followers that way, plus this other way, it all just starts snowballing. And when I talk about doing all the other stuff to grow on Instagram, I mean all the other stuff that I've talked about in previous videos that a lot of people talk about. Encouraging engagement on your posts, creating communities, building relationships with other people, supporting other people so they support you, sticking to a theme or genre of photography so people understand why they're following you, all that stuff. I was really hoping some of these street photography locations that I used to make photos at a lot pre-pandemic and everything would kind of have some life to them again. They don't. All right, y'all, so it's the next day. We're going to wrap this thing up via mini podcast. So if you want to go do something and just listen to this, you can. If you want to open up some web browser tabs or whatever, you can. We're just going to talk about a few more things in relation to social media. One thing, I did get out to make photos last night. Didn't record it for the vlog because it was impromptu. These photos are on my Instagram right now at Evan Ramp, so you can check them out. See what I did there? At Evan Ramp, go check it out. I'm promoting the Instagram. Anyways, so one thing to keep in mind, right, with everything I've said so far is that it obviously takes a lot of time to do these things, and it's up to you the level of dedication you want to have. Like, I'm in this video painting a perfect scenario of like, this is how you grow on Instagram. You do all these things. Obviously, not everyone can do all those things, and that's cool. If you look at my Instagram and the way I've run it over the last year, I'm not taking my own advice. I mean, I am building the YouTube and promoting it that way, and I am gaining followers, but I could probably be gaining a lot more if I was a little bit more strategic and did some of the things in this video, which I am going to try to do going forward, especially the Reels side of things. I think that is going to be huge going forward, and it's so easy to do because the quality of the Reels doesn't really matter that much. They just have to be clever. So that's something to keep in mind. One other thing with the new update, Shop is going to be big, and that actually has nothing to do with your followers. It has more to do with the business side of Instagram and what you can do with it. I personally think that we're going to see a lot more creatives, myself included, once I figure out how to do it, adding digital products and things to their Shop page, whether that's prints, whether that's presets, whether that's LUT packs, courses. Literally anything is going to be able to be added straight to your Instagram, so people can buy it when they find you. And that doesn't really matter how big your following is. It's just going to create a connection between you and a potential customer. So if you're into the business side of things, that is going to be really big. You already know I'm going to be adding the 1826 merch to the 1826 Instagram. We got some t-shirts left. If you want to support the channel and what I do, head over to 1826.com/shop, pick yourself up a shirt, and we have a few crew necks left as well. But that's more on the business side. Now, when it comes to building a following, you're also going to want to consider consider playing the volume game on Instagram. And I know that's unpopular. People like to say it's quality over quantity. I used to subscribe to that, especially a few years ago in previous Instagram videos that I made, but I really think going forward, you gotta have some type of schedule. The people who I'm seeing succeed on Instagram seem to be posting at least once a day, kind of around the same time, basically to keep this algorithm moving. You guys know my opinion on this. I think it's so stupid that as creatives, we have to like adhere to this all-seeing algorithm overlord on all these social media platforms. But the reality is you can game these things and you can keep them working in your favor if you're consistent. So I think posting on a schedule and creating some type of, I don't know, like just consistency and volume overall is going to help you grow organically and gain followers on Instagram by itself. And if you look at artists like Alan Schiffer is one, he's like a photographer. He posts a lot, and a lot of times he'll repost his best work. He's not the type of person who's scared to dig back in his archives and reshare something, which me personally is something that I haven't been great about over the years, and I definitely want to improve upon. You know, like I said, this is kind of a best case scenario video here. I obviously don't expect every single person to have the time to dedicate to doing all this stuff and creating all the content possible, but if you can just take little nuggets and apply them here and there and figure out what works best for you and try to make an efficient system, I think you're going to see some growth on Instagram. But unfortunately, doing everything that I personally recommended and a lot of people recommended over the last few years is only going to get you so far in this new Instagram climate that we're in with all these new features, and it's completely a different platform now. I mean, you can shop through it, for God's sake. But that is it for today's video. Everything I want to talk about. If it helped you out, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you guys. See you next time.